say, quote, "Our heart is the most powerful organic technology we have access to." How do we know it's our heart or intuition speaking?
The heart, when the heart speaks, our reasoning is not involved in the process. We are not reasoning with life, but we are feeling life. So we know that we are using our heart when we are applying resonance and feel, which is our, again, female energy, intuition, whatever you want to call it, the kind of gut feeling that, you know, that we need to learn to trust, because actually at the origin of our existence, when we are a little child, we trusted it, but then we learn not to trust it anymore through a lot of programming and stuff that we have to face during our time of growth. But how do we know when we are using our heart? Because we are now feeling through life rather than reasoning through life. So we are, if we make a decision, we decide from a feeling, not from our logic. And we have much more chances to have a profound experience of life when we choose the object of our experience through feeling than through reasoning. Because again, the reason most of the time is coming from fear and from the idea of separation and the idea of fragmentation. So the reasoning always look at us as a separate and look at out there. It's out there. The feeling look within to discern and to make a decision.
Is that the same as emotions when you say feeling?
I don't think that I make a discernment using my intuition by addressing my emotions. It's more I addressing my feelings. So what I feel right now about taking a walk. How do I feel about right now eating something? How do I feel right now by deciding to call a person? The emotions, I think they are already there, and they are a trigger, which probably is a consequence of what we are experiencing, more than a device to choose what to do and what not to do. So I think probably that's the differentiation between feeling and emotions. So yes, you and there has to be also a balance between the female energy and the male energy. I'm not saying that you shouldn't at all use your reasoning to make a choice, but I have the feeling that the ratio should be always the female a little bit more than the most of the metaphysical experts and scientists think that it should be perfectly balanced. I have the feeling that to really go up really high in your frequencies and connect really to source, the female energy has to be just a little bit more than the male energy. I have the feeling, but I could be wrong. When it comes to creativity, in my personal experience, it's definitely all about female energy.
Yeah.
I have a support from the male energy in terms of technique, in terms of okay, I have to take a picture, I have to know how to turn on the camera, so my mind knows that if I push this button, I turn the camera on. But once those few operational operation are taking place, then it's all about perceiving reality through my feeling and tapping into stillness, and from that stillness gain a deeper, profound appreciation and love with what I am living in the moment, and that's where I capture the picture. And same thing with music, and any other creative, and in every simple decision by decision, moment by moment, we can operate like that.
But when someone has to make a choice, for example, about let's say a woman that is in love with a guy, but the guy is, he's not sure, and she's like, oh, I really feel in my heart that I want to be with him, and this a lot of times I see that we say in our heart, I feel this and this and this, but it could come also from emotions. That's how I sometimes see it. I don't know if that's true, but
yeah. Well, in the case that you
that's why it can be confusing. That's why I asked.
Yeah, it's completely confusing.
Yeah.
And the reason why it's confusing is because we have chosen a very confusing life, because we are masters, and we need really something very difficult to understand in order to have fun and really get a kick out of it. Otherwise, it's going to be too easy. So here we are in this extremely confusing reality, and it's totally messed up. But so in the example you just gave me, I am a woman that I'm so ready with a man, but he's not ready. Then the question is, why did you manifest a man that is not ready?
Yeah.
Why? Because if you really are ready, you will manifest a man that is ready. So you probably are saying that you are ready, but there are part of you that are not just ready, and that's why that lack of readiness it crystallizes itself into someone that is not ready. So this person is mirroring you, is helping you to figure out, first to become aware that you thought you were ready but you're not, and then figure out what is it that you're not ready for, so that you have a chance to increase your level of readiness. And as soon you do that, either that person become ready or that person dissipate and somebody ready comes into the picture.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So eventually it's always, and it's something I'm still working on learning myself, but it's always taking responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, there is nothing out there, it's just us, and everything is just a mirror. So it comes to us, and we most of the time forget that we are looking ourselves. It's like if you look at your persona in front of a mirror, and then you forgot that you are looking at a mirror, you start to be concerned about these images that you see there, that is not nice, or is not good, or is not good enough, but you forgot that that's the mirror, that's your image. So if you perceive that as not good enough, then it's just a mirror, it's just showing you. So you have to look within yourself.
Yeah.
It's a very tough lesson that we need to learn, because it eliminates all the alibis. It eliminates immediately all the excuses, and it forces you to own everything in your life with zero exception. It forces you to be brutally honest with yourself and stop, being nice and being soft and being, chit-chatting with life. You stop chit-chatting with life, and you go deeper into the conversation, and let the emotions come out if they have to come out, and let the shit come out if it has to come out, and just jump into the dance, rather than and play fool around yourself, deceive yourself, but projecting this deception so you can attract people that support your deception, so you can feel better about yourself. So all these are lies, and there's nothing right or wrong. So it's an experience, this one too, but eventually you will grow out of this experience so that you can really go into life, and you can really jump deeply into the joyfulness and the incredible, profound, intense journey, rather than constantly avoiding and go, just go and see what happens. And yes, you get hurt, so what? You get hurt. I got hurt. What's the big deal? I just got hurt. Because if I don't get hurt, then I don't also get happy. I don't get, if I'm constantly trying to protect myself.
And do we get hurt when we don't follow our hearts? Or when we follow our hearts, we never get hurt?
Well, okay, now we have to define the heart, because the heart, the commercialization of the heart is not the real heart. There is a sentimentalistic, romantic view of the heart, and there is the real heart. So we have to get a grip of the real clear differentiation between these two. One is the romantic version of it, and the other one is and one of the best ways to just look at nature. Nature is an excellent guidance for us to figure out what is really heart and what is romance, because I don't think nature is romantic. It's incredibly beautiful, it's incredibly powerful and incredibly loving, but it's not chit-chatting. If there is wind, there is wind. If there is rain, there is rain. It's not nice rain or nice wind, it's just wind and it's just rain, right? So it's not romantically raining. It is raining.
Well, the sunset can be romantic, no? Was that also an idea that we have?
Yeah, also the rain can be romantic.
Yeah.
But indulging in that idea of romance, I think in a way overimpose a projection on the experience that diminish the impact of the experience, because romanticism, it's a filter. It's a way of filtering ourselves from the sometimes harsh experience. If you really connect with the sunset, you really profoundly connect with the sunsets, you will not feel romantically involved, because the experience of the sunsets is so way much more than that. That making it a romantic view, diminished and reduce and compress the experience. And I suspect if you have to do that, it's because you are afraid to really feel the connection with the sunset. And so in order to create a little bit of distance and feel a little bit more not too intense about it, then you start to romanticize about it. Oh, look how nice, it's so sweet. You know, look at the birds, that's sweet, you know. And there's nothing wrong with that, but you just don't you don't go deep. And it's interesting to see that most of the effort of humanity at this time is not to go deep. And when you go deep, you are addressed are too intense or too wild or too serious sometimes, or too whatever. But it's like you're always it's always awkward, you know. And if you notice, when you really make a strong statement and you express yourself passionately in a passionate way, and you really believe and you go for something, immediately they tell you, oh, you have to calm down, you know, you're kind of arrogant, who do you think you are, you know, just you know, they try to reduce your power and go back in line and go back to be the little sheep that is where everything is nice and cute and sweet, right? And that's where, because when you are like that, you are not the expression, the full expression of yourself. Because when you are fully a human being, you are fully a god and a goddess, because that's what human beings are. They are god and goddesses. They are nothing less than that. And the system. When I say the system, I can include the mind or whatever artificial construct is there that is limiting yourself, wants you never to believe that you have that power, and wants you to actually believe that you are powerless and you need some outsiders to validate you all the time, to make you feel better and to help you, you know. So, and the romanticism kind of play that role to make you a little bit small. God and goddesses don't romanticize much. I don't think so. I'm not an expert in the God and goddess idea, because I don't think there is outside gods. We are all God and goddess. But when I connect with my inner God, romance doesn't seem to be there. It's too incredibly breathtaking for allowing romance to step in. But if I get scared, then I can go 2 or 3 steps back, and then when I'm like 3 or 4 steps back, then I can introduce romance into and create a romanticized version of reality, where there is this sentimentalistic love. The love that comes from, it's heavy. It's like I need, you know, this. Oh, I love you. You know, means that, you know, that's not, God doesn't love like that.
Yeah, and so many people make decisions from that place, you know.
Yeah, it's an excellent spirit.
And they say, yeah, but I felt it in my heart, right?
Yeah, and they are saying the truth. It's just they are addressing just the tip of the iceberg, not the whole heart. Because if they keep going deeper in the heart, they will find themselves intensify the experience and go really direct and go deeper But they don't, because there is a lot of concerns. There is a fear of being powerful, and fear to be rejected when you're powerful. You know, what happens if I am going to express fully my power? Maybe my mother and my father will not understand me. They will not love me anymore. My friends will not understand who I am anymore. So I just play nice, so that I can maintain the structure that support me. Once you love yourself, you don't need that structure anymore, and so you can say, it doesn't matter if my friends don't like me, I love them, and so if they like me or if they don't like me, it's okay. You know, it's okay if they don't like me. I don't have that need of everybody understand me. I don't have that need that everybody like me. If they like me, they like me. If they don't, they don't. It's none of my business what they do or we don't do. If I make it my business, then we enter a situation where I have to manipulate my persona in order to achieve something so that I can feel better about myself. And so that's a totally different journey, and it's a journey of a lot of drama, a lot of suffering, and it's always not enough. It's not what you have is never enough. It's never enough. You need more because it's not good enough, right?
Yeah.
So.